Hello and welcome. This is Beverly Fells Jones, the Silver Fox of Consciousness, and I want to say hello to each and every one of you. I want to say hello to those of you who are I want to say my awesome subscribers, and those of you who are new to the channel. Today on Eclectic Alchemy, we're going to be cooking, and it is September 30th, and it's the day after my birthday, and the weather is changing. And I'm looking forward to doing a couple of gardening videos, cleaning out the garden and all that. But I'm cleaning out a lot of videos or pictures and things that I have in my library. And this one that I'm doing for you today is perfect for the fall weather. Went digging in my freezer and found a ham bone. So a lot of us take the ham bone and we make beans with it or whatever, but today is ham and I'm using it to make a noodle soup. So the ham is the base. This is a recipe for one or two. And I am going to show you the things that I do. If you're familiar with this channel, I make up recipes all the time. You can go to all the other channels, cooking channels, and find the definitive, so to speak, recipe. But I look to see what's in my cupboard. I decide what I'm going to cook, and then we experiment. And sometimes it comes out good, and sometimes excellent, and sometimes fantastic. All right, so this one came out really good. I'm not going to say fantastic because I could have done a little tweaks with some of the seasonings and things, but this is going to be a basic seasoning that you can do in your particular kitchen. This is Eclectic Alchemy, so therefore I talk about a lot of things: cooking, gardening, sewing, traveling, whatever floats my boat, and maybe you'll listen to. Also, on this particular channel, I do the Beverly Fells Jones Show, which is my piece on dealing with the law of attraction and how you think makes a difference in your life, and cooking makes a difference in your life and the way you are in the kitchen. But again, most of mine are for one or two because basically I'm a single lady. My daughter lives with me, but she cooks for herself. We're just perfect roommates, as a matter of fact. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the bell. And be sure, if you like this, please give it a thumbs up. You can give it a thumbs down if you don't like it. But let's get started with this ham with noodle soup recipe. Well, welcome back. Now, one of the things that when I decided to take the pictures of my cooking this, I missed a few things. So the recipe is in the bottom in the description. So the things that I used are there. And so the butter is there to show you that I use butter. I put a little bit of butter in the pan. And in this pan is celery and orange peppers. And so I began the saute a little bit because when you saute the food or your vegetables, it helps to bring out more flavor. Then I added chopped up onions, and you can dice them small, you can dice them big. I like tasting and chewing the onions in my life, and so my onions are just a little bit bigger. So I added those to the pan. So we've got celery, orange pepper. You can use green pepper, but green pepper is a little bitter. You can use red pepper. And what's the other one? Yellow pepper. They're sweet. So green peppers are unripe peppers. When you get the red or the orange or the yellow, they are fully ripened on the vine. So you want to do that. In the meantime, while I was chopping and sauteing, I took that ham bone and put it in a pot of this, well, it wasn't distilled water, it was filtered water. Now, I just pulled the ham bone out of the freezer. There's meat on it, but you want to boil it so the meat starts falling off the bone and some of the flavor from the bone starts coming to you. Now, I look up in my cupboard. Now you can find what other herbs and things you want, but I had this bruschetta mix up there and I wasn't doing bruschetta. So I said, let me do this. So I took about a tablespoon of this bruschetta flavoring. I took poultry seasoning. Also, see, it's got sage in it and it's got other spices, which I'll make a note in the description, that it gives additional flavor to your food. And so I used those. I did not add any salt because the ham bone had salt in it. So after everything has been sauteed, I put them in the pot. I put the spices in. That's what the brown kind of areas there you see on the top. And I put the spices in there. And then I let it simmer for about 30 minutes or more. In the meantime, I looked in the refrigerator and I found these snow peas that I had bought, and I had almost forgotten that I had them because they were going to go bad if I didn't cook them right away. I mean, you can steam a little bit or you can put them in your salads and stuff. So I said, why not? You know, I tell you, I pull stuff out of my refrigerator, I see what I have, and I create these awesome dishes for myself. So I chopped up the snow peas and I added them to the mix. And I put them in, and like I said, I put this on the stove and I allowed it to saute for about, yes, 30 to 45 minutes. That allowed the flavor from the vegetables to go into the broth. It allowed the meat and the bone to give me additional flavor. So here's the picture of that particular thing. Now, you can put in your soup whatever you want. I mean, this is creative. You can take and get some string beans. You can put corn in here. You can just use celery and onion and pepper. You can use cilantro. You can use parsley. You can use whatever you want. But let me share with you a little piece of what mm, that happened to me earlier this year. Look at that. I'm not opening my door because it's cold, but it's January the 11th, I think. This is Saturday, 2020. And I woke up to this. We had major storms last night. We had tornado sirens going off, and it was raining and raining. And I mean, it was downpour. So I know my garden got a good soaking, and I had put down some mulch so it got rained in. I didn't put any of the compost down, but I had leaf mulch that was my daughter ran over with the lawnmower. Still got many leaves out here, but I just wanted to show you about my back porch. I got that chimenea right there, and I haven't used it yet. It's got wood in it, but I haven't gone out to use it yet, so I want to do that. What I like about it, it's got a lid on it. Whoops. It's got a lid on it, and so the water doesn't go down inside, and the snow didn't go down inside. and you can put a pot on it and be able to boil water or do whatever. And I'm going to get that done, but not today. Today is hopefully the roads are good. My daughter-in-law's baby shower, so I'll be going to that today. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Talk to you soon. I hope you
Bye.
enjoyed that. Yes, my daughter-in-law, I now have a nice, what is she? 9 months old. A little cutie girl. Harper is her name. Anyway, so after I did all the simmering, then what I did was added these noodles. Now these are little short noodles. I think you can buy the little packets at the Dollar Tree, or you can find them at your local grocery store. But it's in a package about the same size as ramen noodles, or you could use ramen noodles if you wanted, because we're just putting some noodles in there. But I didn't put them on in the beginning, when I was doing the initial simmering, because I didn't want them to overcook. Because if you overcook the noodles, they get mushy, and you don't want them to get mushy. So I put them in last, continued to cook for about 10 minutes, and then voila, I had this wonderful, beautiful, tasty ham noodle vegetable soup. All right. So I encourage you to become this wonderful chef you are. This is just an easy recipe. If you don't have a ham bone or you just have some ham, that's fine. If you have some chicken and you want to, just throw a couple chicken legs or thighs, or, if you got the chicken necks or backs or whatever, you can use those as your base for this recipe. Anyway, if you love it, do a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the bell. And I will see you in the next video.